and get a bonus, they're going to be your friend. And they'll find the money to pay what you need to be paid. So you want to look at the pain and the drivers. There's no laser in this thing. So just in the box. You got to focus your selling effort on people with pain and money. Good. So who are you going to call? Who are you going to call? You're going to call the headquarters? You're going to call one of the branches? Right? This is like Ghostbusters. Who are you going to call? Look at there. Are you going to talk to headquarters? Are you going to talk to sales and marketing?
I just would like to add one thing to the previous discussion.
Yes.
What about if there is no need? If your technology is disruptive and there is no need? If you want to create the market, if you think that your idea will change things, but the person you have in front of you doesn't know that he will have those needs.
Okay, I will resist
maybe then you
the usual answer. The usual answer is, if you're going to try to boil the ocean, you better be a lot younger than you are, because it's going to take you 250 years before you're going to sell somebody. So I will resist that. Okay. And I will go to, I believe that the world is divided up into different kinds of companies, and challengers and defenders. And some companies are more like challengers, and some are more like defenders. And we all have a mental vision of some of the defender companies, which we call elephants, that are planning on more likely will die in this economy than anything else. But the challengers know that they need to innovate or die. Within those companies, there are people who can make a difference and people who can't. Your job, which is hard, is to find the few people in the few innovative companies that share your vision. And Jeffrey Moore, in his book, Crossing the Chasm, calls them the visionaries. And you have to find them and convince them to, and usually you should bring your ABBA record collection along, because you're going to have to play the song Take a Chance on Me, okay? And you're going to have to convince them to take a chance on you and your vision. So you have to be highly selective. That's the real answer. And the companies that I helped to build were all companies that were on the left-hand side of the chasm, and we started by selling to missionaries. Visionary and missionary. Good. Good. How much time?
4 minutes, sir.
Huh?
4 minutes.
4 minutes to go.
That's right.
Good. So we're going to go to, you got to calculate the value proposition. Each of you will have a different way of doing it, but you better know the KPIs of your customer, okay? And you better know how to calculate what it's going to do for them in numbers. And you better have a value proposition which is tangible and measurable and quantifiable and referenceable, and you better start with a vertical market. Because if you can focus on one vertical, you can rely on some word of mouth and viral marketing. And if it's a big vertical with big companies, the chances are they will promulgate your solution within their company, from one country or from one geographic region to another. And we just talked about how you find the visionaries that are going to make a difference. And they usually show up in watering holes, and they usually band together at conferences like this. And you better not, how many of you think that you can build a business by selling to IT people? And what's so funny about that, son? Are you explain, because he's laughing for a reason.
No,
He's a smart guy. I know this guy. Okay.
No, the silence in the room was deafening, of course.
Yeah. You could or could not build a business selling to IT, Alexander?
Well, IT personnel may not be necessarily the decision makers in the company.
Okay.
So.
Are they well respected?
Yes, of course.
Is that so?
Yes. But I sell to marketing.
Yeah, and they respect themselves more.
Oh, they have a budget.
And they have a budget, right? The guys from IBM said that this is the decade when marketing people are going to have bigger and bigger budgets year after year, right? Because they're supposed to change the game.
No, exactly. I mean,
And IT guys preside over legacy systems. Is marketing a profit center or a cost center? Profit center.
Profit center.
And IT, cost center?
cost center.
Yeah.
Depends.
And our IT budgets, do they include a big amount of money for innovation? No.
No, it's become to change.
You said so. Where? Because not inside the asteroid belt.
No, even companies that I'm finding large enterprise that
Does
are not-
anybody here think that IT people have money for innovation? Raise your hand. You guys can have a coffee together. You can't build a company selling to IT anymore. The last time they had money for innovation was before Y2K. Now they preside over legacy systems. And I once said all of these nasty things to a group of IT managers, and the leader of the group, there were 210 companies, and I didn't want to give the speech to them next year, so this was my way of, showing the love early on and the guy stood up and said, "Thank God for HR. At least there's some organization that's less respected than IT." You can't build a business selling to IT. You can help IT. You can work with IT. You need their support, okay? And I'm not saying that there aren't nice people who are IT managers. I wouldn't personally let my daughter marry one of them, but, it's possible. But you can't build the business providing aspirin for their pain. You can build a business providing aspirin for the marketing guy's pain, because they have budgets to change the game. Okay? And so I'm saying pick a jury which has money, power, and influence, and is compelled to buy, and buy often. Okay? So pick your vertical. Stay focused. Sell more. Recruit top-notch talent who have sold to the same jury before. Don't hire somebody who's very, very smart, good-looking, Robert Redford, Diane Keaton. That's not what you need. You need people who understand the customer's business and who have sold to your jury before. Okay. And your elevator pitch has to come in, connect, show numbers, ask questions, convince them that you understand their problem. And the purpose of the elevator pitch is to get the meeting so you can take the relationship to the next level. So I've spent all this time talking about how the pitch needs to be short. And even though we didn't start on time, I'd like to end on time. But I don't know if we have time for questions or not.
Sure, you can take one. Okay. I mean, that's the least we can do.
So we need a cosmic, insightful, charming, sense of humor, affable question. You can all get above that bar.
There you go. This gentleman right here.
Huh? How much have I sold in my life? I'm just doing, because it has to have some numbers, right? So I've been selling for 45 years, and I've averaged 10 million a year, so 450 million. Mostly software and hardware, a little bit of biotech. Yeah, more or less. I don't know. Under $500 million. Did you have one? Yes, sir. I know this guy. Go ahead. Question? Quick. Yeah.
What if your solution, if it's difficult to quantify how much exactly your solutions help to the client? Let's say he has a big problem and you know that your solution will help improve his situation, but there's other factors involved as well. So it's very difficult to isolate, sort of say, the exact value that you bring to your customer.
So what do you think? It's going to be wonderful, my solution. My solution is like pornography. It's hard to describe, but you'll know it when you see it. It's a vision. We can't quantify it, but it'll just be wonderful. Is that going to work?
Probably not.
It just isn't sustainable. You can get in the door with a vision. You can begin to work with a visionary like he was saying. But sooner or later, and mostly sooner, you'll have to develop a model with the customer's help, maybe, to calculate how much money it saves. Now, there may be ancillary benefits, but as he said, it's not only the visionary who needs it and who wants it to improve brand awareness and market position and so on, but the finance guy is going to ask, what's the payback? What's the ROI? And if you don't have a financial solution, I don't think you can proceed through the complex budgeting systems and triple justification which is required in today's fiercely competitive markets. So with that very upbeat message, having trashed the IT guys, told you that vision is good but not enough, and said 5 or 6 or 10 different ways, show me the money. I'd like to thank you for coming and for your attention, and I urge you to stay to hear some people from ESADE who are a lot smarter than I am and who have great message. Thanks a lot.
Another round of applause for Ken Morse. Ken, obviously, I was hoping to go drink a few beers this evening. This is not my daytime job, but I'm going to cancel 4 of my meetings with IT folks next week.
Yes.
I'm going to revisit my sales plan.
Yes, and talk to the guy with the pain at the budget.
Well, yeah, so it completely screws up my entire weekend and my flight back to Singapore
I
that way. But
I
that's
didn't
all right.
say you shouldn't see the IT people, but don't look to them for
But that's
money.
the only
Anyway,
door that I got
there we
in, so
go.
that's where I'll
And,
start with, and then we'll go
thanks.
from there, Ken. Thank you very much.
Good luck to you on building your businesses.